invited guests, we invite you to stock up on your drinks and please come take a seat in preparation for the awards ceremony. We'd like to invite everyone to come and take a seat right now. Clockwise. I've got to remember clockwise so that I don't elbow you. And as soon as I finish this bit, I'm going to step that way. Yep, because you're first up. Yes. Much better. Much better. I And look, I know that soundtrack off by heart, and still, it wasn't enough to redeem the lines, so that's okay. And like the crazy transition. I'm very lucky. I actually don't know where my friend is. I can't even see her. Where is she? I don't know who she's been talking to, but I have seen her talking to someone. Okay. But yeah, I can't see it now. She's industrious. Maybe she just ran away. Commencing the ceremony in 1 minute. This is going to be difficult getting them to sit down. I'm trying to work out how cutthroat to be because it is 6:45 and when the thing starts they cut the bar so everyone has to sit down and I'm trying to suss from Mel whether it's okay to be like, the bar is now closed. What's that? Yeah. Distinguished guests, it is now time to take your seat. I know, it's true. I'm hoping that come on. There are too many Z's. What's that? I'm not sure whether there were enough seats. Good evening. We're going to roll the entry animation for you all, just so you know that the ceremony is about to begin. And it's even more deafening as I am, so... Good evening. All it took was a little animation to get you to reduce to a dull roar. I really appreciate it. I'd like to welcome you all to the 2022 Queensland Landscape Architecture Awards. To open the proceedings, Shannon Rusker will perform a welcome to country. Shannon is a bloodline descendant of the Yagara, Turrbal, Nunuku, Gurrumpul, Coorparoo and Yugambeh clans.
How is everyone this evening? Oh, that just meant g'day, right, in my language, anyway. But my name's Shannon Rusker. My Aboriginal name is Yuan Yagara. Yuan means the Gowanna. And in the southern part, down in the Kumbermeri Surfers Paradise, if anyone works down there, I'm from that area too. And that means the spear that actually was used to spear the dolphin into the back. Huge Dreamtime story that many of you could learn about in some time. I'm the Managing Director of Tribal Experiences and Design. We've only just started the design part. I'll get to that a bit later. But my job here is to give you a welcome to country. Now, most of us know what a welcome to country is, not something that event organisations and the Aboriginal people sat down at the pub and said, you know what, write this thing down. We'll do welcome to country. Nope. You see, our mob's been doing it since the beginning of time. Over 500 different languages in Australia. In fact, nearly more languages in Australia than what there is in the entire world. And for some of you that have visited around Australia, you go to the top end of Australia and these kids walking around speaking 20 different country languages. Now, if you could do that in the world, if I could speak 20 different languages in the world, or you could, you'd be considered a word starts with G. Well done. Switched on tonight. All right, a genius. Now we have walking geniuses in our country, in the many countries across Australia. Yagara language group. It goes from Caboolture River in the north to the Logan River in the south and out to the Great Dividing Range. We have many clans that occupied in between. So on one side is one of my grandmother's sides, which is the Karabul people, which is Ipswich to Laidley, that sort of area there. Then we have Yurongpan, and Yurongpan is between Oxley into around Rocklea. And then we have a part of the Turrbal, which I'm part of. And Turrbal was central Brisbane until at some stage around the 1850s we were shifted out to Breakfast Creek and we became known as the Breakfast Creek tribe. My grandmother was Granny Dinaba Morton. So Granny Dinaba, she was born there at Nambour, and then her mother was from Breakfast Creek. They were on a trip with the Petrie family, and her father was King Sandy of Brisbane, and he was given a king plate. So if you look up Google, Uncle Google, you will find more information on him. But they were originally from Brisbane CBD and shifted out to Breakfast Creek. Made good friends with the hotel there, hotel licence. The first woman to get a licence was that family, and around 1900, our family was then shifted further out to Wynnum. She had a relationship, my grandfather, who was from Coorparoo. Anyone know where Coorparoo is? Yep, Coorparoo Yargan. He's from that tribe. I'll start from the start. Coorparoo, Coorbumpul, Gurrumpul. It stretches from Coorparoo across to North Stradbroke Island at Dunwich. So I have connections across there. Now, welcome to country. The man, which was the grandson of one of the last elders to wear those king plates in Brisbane, was my grandfather Mookin. He used to carry these sticks which had paintings or carvings on, and it gave reason why your particular family was actually travelling from country to country. Now, without this message stick, you could be speared dead on the spot. So we're glad they invented mobile phones. We ring one another up now. Same processes, modern era, and very strictly modern era still today. But he would travel across with this message stick and seek permission. Once then granted permission, he'd tell our tribe, pack your swag, we're allowed to go over. But let's reverse it. So if the Cubby, anyone from up Sunshine Coastway, yep, Cubby mob, also part of that tribe too, I am, from another family link. But the Cubby mob, they would stay at Lucky Buggers. We'll allocate different spots for them to camp when they came here. They would stay with the Bachelor, Fraser Island, and Junnaburry, and Ningi, which was Bribey Island. And they would stay at, Normanby Hotel. Lucky buggers, eh? They got the Normanby Hotel for the night. Anyway, Stradbroke, Logan, Gold Coast, all those Gold Coast and Redlands area, you would be staying at Cooperoo. And then if you come from Ipswich, Somerset Dam, Waka Waka Mob, which is Cherbourg, Mergen, anyone from out there or living out there? Yep, we got one. Woo! All right. Thank God you're a country one. All right. So we got a country girl there. Now, out there, you would be staying at, where Musgrave Park is? Yep, you'd be staying at Musgrave Park. Hence why there's a big population of those particular families still staying there in the modern day. You will see it. And then, have I forgot anyone? No, that's about it. And we were the central tribe, and we would stay wherever we wanted, pretty much. But we would allocate those spots on arrival. The part on arrival that they'd actually see when they bring their message stick is the spokesperson. So you know how you see it. Anyone watch Broncos the other night? Yeah, the Reconciliation Week Broncos, that was me doing the welcome, and we're to welcome you in. If you see at Canberra or any of those places, you see that now. That's not just something that we started. That's the part that you would have seen in a traditional way. We, as Aboriginal people, cannot conduct business unless we have the permission to do so on one's country. Otherwise, we've just broken all laws that are ancient, and to call ourselves Aboriginal would be wrong. Does that make sense? We'd be just as foreign as yourselves, wherever your genealogies take you. So I get asked, do we do the welcome to country once? Do we do it twice? I'm Australian, why should I have to do it? I'll answer it like this. Now, there was a story I learned when I was a kid, right? We learn lots of stories, kindergarten, school. In fact, a lot of those stories are educating us for life. You probably won't look at it like that, but we get told, as Aboriginal people even, these mythical stories. And we get told these mythical, but then are scientific when you get older. We get told stories of, why the bird didn't fly to a certain place and things like that. Now, the reason why is to teach us law and different things along the way. Now, there's a story I think you know about. Let me know if you know it. It's about this blonde-headed girl. Her name was Goldilocks. Now, Goldilocks rocks up, and she's the one that breaks in. She's the villain, right? In this story, she breaks in. She doesn't knock on the door, she just goes in the house. Now, imagine if I went to your house anytime I wanted, you didn't know me, and I knocked on the door. And I jumped through the window because the door wouldn't open, and I started feeding myself, and I said, kids, jump in. Come on, brothers, let's go. You make a feed, yeah, get me that wine, it's nice. All right, let's sit down and have that. Now, imagine if I did that. Now, there's two things that you'd do. Please don't say you get a baseball bat. You'd probably ring the coppers, right? Ring the coppers. Well, it's the same thing. Now, if I came there and knocked on the door, and you had just had someone that passed away close, for example, you probably don't want a lot of visitors at that time. So you'd ask me to go away and come back at another time. So that's why we do it every single time, because there's also personal reasons and other business that people are doing for. Does that explain why we do it every single time? Excellent. Now, there's two more parts that we do. Now, I'm going to talk about those parts. I'm a songman of the tribe. So in order to be a songman of the tribe, you must learn the ancient stories. Now, in Brisbane CBD alone, I know over 560 different ancient stories. Think about this for a second. What could you do with that, with architecture? Have a good think about it. Straight from the traditional owners, straight into the story, straight into design. Something new, something old, but something adventurous as well. That's where I'd like you to step into. That's why we started Tribal Designs. We're stepping into that now. If Cox is here, they'll know we've stepped in with them and a few other companies around, and we're kitting out 14 different levels with indoor native gardens, with art pieces that'll be on walls, interior design, you name it, it's all going to change. And so to know any art, to produce, I should say, any art or any song, the elders told me, without story, there is nothing. You cannot produce it with depth. So the ancient way is to learn those stories. The next part of art is to put it into produce. This song I'm going to share you is called Garingananami. In fact, you know Garingananami? These are my nephews here. Nuaju, they've just come from school. They're coming to do a bit of a show at Hilton Hotel. Come on up. Give them a big round of applause. Both Ruska boys, and we're going to do this dance called Garingananami. It's an old song, and it was taught to me when I was a young boy, even much younger than them. And this song was taught by an 80-year-old woman to me first, then it was taught by a 90-year-old man in another way, and it was my job to be able to produce that back to the children and the next generation. So what I tell you here today, and tonight I should say, is that our stories will always be walking libraries. You just got to find the right people. We are Yagara Turrbal people. This song is called Ngaringananami. Here I have lived. On the flat, treeless plain. This here, it is my home. And this land here, we shall remain forever. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the oldest songs around. Garingananami. Yo Garingananami Yangamalamara. Nanya by Manani Yagara Turrbal Moro Yo Yo. Oh, Garingandanan me, Jajamo Berana, Garingandanan me, Hop, Jajamo Berana, Garingandanan me, Jajamo Berana, Garingandanan me, Jajamo Berana, Gayan man marenge, Jabon gon ganyonga. Kayan man marenge, Jabon gon ganyonga. Kayan man marenge, Jabon gon ganyonga. Garingandanan me, Jojamo birono. Garingandanan me, Jojamo birono. Welcome. They are the next storytellers of Brisbane City and the surrounding regions, and they too have the same connections as me. Brisbane City, Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast, Redlands, Ipswich, all those different areas in the Great Southeast. And as I said, storytelling is the most important thing to Aboriginal culture. Now you can make it your culture too. Do you want to make the choice of being a 200-year-old culture in Australia, or take that step into being 65,000 years? And we see the city quite different to you. Our designs are quite unique in the way that we look at the city. So we can walk beside you and make this a reality. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great time. Have a great walk.
Thank you, Shannon, for welcoming us to Yagara and Turrbal country, the land we are hosting this event on tonight. And we pay our respects to the traditional custodians, recognising the deep connection between its people, the land, waters and the seas.
Firstly, let me open by saying that I am grossly underqualified to share the lectern with Eva. After a bit of pressing to tell me about her resume, I had to write it all down because I couldn't remember it all. So Eva is the director of her own company, Porter Designs, a landscape architecture firm she started at the age of 21 in 2013. She is a director on the national board of AILA, which is the Australian Institute of Landscape Designers and Managers. She has won the Entrepreneur of the Year award twice in her local business chamber and the Young Entrepreneur Award for the Moreton Bay Regional Council area. She is a self-confessed, self-funded lady of leisure and grossly humble.
Not to be outdone, Gerard has a portfolio of conceptual and constructed works across the globe, including Shanghai, Seoul, Portland, Belfast, Berlin, Frankfurt, Zurich, Riyadh, and Jerusalem. He is a senior landscape architect with Arcadia, who are putting him through his paces ahead of his registration this August. Gerard, you seem really well rested for someone who's going through the thick of study.
That's the Juramine.
We both extend our sincere thanks for joining us tonight. These awards are our chance to celebrate our profession, to see what we've achieved and appreciate the positive impacts landscape architecture has across our society. Online access to these awards means our welcome extends across Queensland, Australia, and around the globe. We have many industry stakeholders here tonight, and our thanks go to our special guests, Councillor Adam Allen, Civic Cabinet Chair for City Planning and Suburban Renewal, and Councillor for Northgate, here on behalf of the Brisbane Lord Mayor. John Paul Landbrook, State Member for Surfers Paradise, and State Government Architect Leah Lane. Our National Jury Chair, Sean Walsh, sends his apologies. Tonight is an opportunity to recognise the leadership, collaboration and innovation landscape architects bring to quality outcomes. It is also a chance to highlight the importance of strategy, design and investment in quality to enrich local environments, enhance livability and stimulate economic development across the state.
So we'd like you to celebrate. Facts. And we'd like to share the celebrations. It doesn't matter if you're attending the awards function here in person or if you're watching online, wherever you are, we'd love for you to take some snaps and share them on social media. Tag us and use AILA Queensland to promote our wonderful profession. This will be a fun night, but please respect your colleagues, especially those who are joining us online, by staying seated and quiet during the award announcements. It is my sorry duty to inform you that the bar will close for this short period while the presentation is on. So if you haven't stocked up, and we invite each of you to passively aggressively shush your neighbours if required. We now welcome to the stage our AILA Queensland President, Tessa Lego, who also happens to be celebrating her birthday tonight. Happy birthday, and we've organised for one of the executive committee to jump out of a cake, and unfortunately we couldn't get Sean into Marilyn's dress.
I hope it's my husband. I dragged him here tonight just because it was my birthday, and I'm going to make him sit through this painful experience for someone else's partner. All right, thank you, Gerard and Eva. Thank you so much. I acknowledge the Turrbal and Yurugara people as the custodians of this place, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. This year we received 45 entries. Being due in a period that was incredibly disrupted by floods and COVID, I'd especially like to thank everyone who took the time to submit. It has been a busy year since our last awards. The announcement of Brisbane and South East Queensland as the venue for the 2032 Olympics has added fuel to our advocacy efforts. It has been fantastic to see each government body embrace the desire for this Olympics to be one whose legacy projects are the standing testament to the success of the Games. We are hopeful that it can bring about lasting change to the cooperative design process between levels and jurisdictions of government. Hint, hint. creating places that are genuine, beautiful and adaptive to our subtropical climate. Nobody does outdoor lifestyle like Queensland does, and we'll be inviting the entire world to sit on our veranda. This puts landscape architecture at the forefront of the vision. We can ensure delivery of assets that not only enable the games, but invite our guests to experience our region. As landscape architects, we are uniquely placed to advise on strategic and a technical level just how landscapes and green infrastructure will play a vital role to Brisbane's evolution to a world city. Hopefully we'll see a landscape architect in the State Architect's office soon, but there's no pressure. You know, it's just a suggestion. It would be awesome, but you know, if you could swing it, I'd be totally down with that. Tonight we celebrate projects that are doing just that. The breadth of landscape architecture profession is clearly demonstrated in the diversity of the projects up for awards this year, ranging from the unique artist interventions to regional scale planning. Landscape architecture is making a positive impact on how we interact with our places and spaces. We can and should be proud of how we are delivering public and private landscapes that are responding to our changing environment, addressing challenges faced by our urban communities to provide adaptable and livable cities. The result is a more resilient future for all of us. We would like to thank AILA's corporate partners for making our awards program possible. We have national supporting partners, ACO, Brickworks, Christie, Lawn Solutions Australia, Street Furniture Australia, Planned Cover and Built Environment Channel. Our state principal partner is Eureka Landscapes. Our major state partners are Groundworks and Raylink Lighting. What has happened? Is it like super duper bright, or have I done something to my dress, or? All right, our state supporting partners, Innovative Rigging and Plantmark Wholesale Nurseries. I don't know what the joke is, but I hope someone fills me in later. All right? Okay. Thank you to our 2022 jury for taking the time to review all of the project entries and deciding the winners for this year's awards. But I get to present the first award. The State President may offer awards to individuals or organisations to recognise the special contribution of a person or body to landscape architecture for a high level of contribution to the profession and AILA. The President Award provides an opportunity for professional recognition of contribution and achievement, separate to projects submitted in the categories. The 2022 President Award goes to David Ullman. In his 4-year tenure as AILA Queensland President, David, he's synonymous with AILA, so we're just going to call him Dayla, has worked tirelessly in advocating to government, and particularly on the issue of contract administration and QBCC licensing for landscape architects. Whilst this issue is yet to be resolved, we recognise the huge body of work that David has done to date and continues to do behind the scenes on this complex and important issue for landscape architects and AILA. Thank you, David, and congratulations! Sure. I'm taller than you.
That's not hard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dave. All right. You're not quite rid of me yet. I get to do just one more thing. This year, we have introduced the Graduate Future Leader Award. This award recognises achievement that is based upon the development of innovative, creative and practical solutions to landscape architectural challenges. The submission is to be nominated by an employer. The entrant must be a graduate member of AILA and must have graduated from an AILA-accredited course no more than 4 years previously. The 2022 Queensland Graduate Future Leader Award goes to Nathan Milano from Light Studios. Congratulations, Nathan. The Through innovation, superior communication skills, as well as the possibility of providing future leadership to the profession, he participates in activities that raise the profile and understanding of the profession by the wider community. Nathan has demonstrated the ability to build rapport with not only his peers and supervisors, but further with clients and allied professions to enhance their appreciation of the contribution and value of landscape architects. Congratulations! I'll now hand you back to Eva and Jared. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tessa. We now welcome our jury chair, Dr. Chris Boulton, so we can ask her a few questions about the jury process this year. Hello, Chris.
Hi, everyone.
How did you find the jury process this year?
Oh, that's an easy question. I found it, well, first and foremost, it was an honour to be asked to be jury chair. It was, comes with a great sense of responsibility to make sure we make the right decisions, but to pull the team together. So it was really interesting getting into a room with people that I have never worked with, some that I didn't know, and having to make a lot of hard decisions in the space of 8 or 10 hours or 12 hours. We were not leaving until we'd done it. So that was interesting. I think we're all talking to each other at the end of it, so that's a testament to the process. But yeah, no, it was very rewarding and very eye-opening about what everyone's work is covering at the moment. It's very easy to have your head in the inbox or on, in your own little world, plugging away at what you're doing day to day and not really appreciating and understanding the depth and breadth of work that your peers and your colleagues are doing. So if you do get the chance to be on the jury, don't hesitate to put your hand up because it is very rewarding and very insightful.
Were there any themes to emerge from this year's entries?
That's a difficult one to answer. I was surprised at how many award categories had lots of nominations and the ones that had very few. So we had lots of nominations in health and education, which was interesting. And what was even more interesting, that they were mostly focused on education settings, which is really good that landscape architects are engaging in settings that are helping educating not only children through play spaces, but also university settings. So a topic that's very close to my heart. Learning and development is very, very important. But at the same time, it was also interesting that another important part of the health and education category is the health side of that, and that there's only one nomination that touched on health, and in that respect it was actually a streetscape around a hospital. So my work at the moment is actually all about supporting aged care and looking at green infrastructure and how to mitigate heat stress. So I've been looking at lots of aged care facilities lately and seeing so much opportunity for landscape architects to actually make this so much better than what it is. So in the future it'd be good to see some more health facilities that are in that category. And sorry, I might also add that another surprise was the small projects category was heavily subscribed. And it was really interesting, the diversity of small projects, a difficult one to assess when there's such diversity. But seeing some real innovations in how landscape architects are tackling small projects that are very important projects.
Which categories were the most challenging to judge?
I'd say all of them were. Not the ones that had no nominations, they were very easy. But yeah, so like I said, I think actually small projects, because you're not really they're very different things that were being submitted, very different projects, but very surprising. And I can't say much more without giving things away, but yeah.
Fabulous, thank you. Now, we also need to mention that if a jury member had a conflict of interest, they were removed from the judging of that category. Thank you, Chris, for joining us, and we look forward to recapping the entries and announcing the winners.
And if I can just add, thank you very much to my co-jury for their support and encouragement in this very difficult task, and a shout out to Candy and Georgia that couldn't join us tonight but are online, so hopefully they're having as much fun as we are. Thanks.
Awards provide recognition of exceptional practice. An award is a confirmation of talent, commitment, and design excellence. Awards in each category are based on a two-tier system, a Landscape Architecture Award and an Award of Excellence. The Regional Achievement is a cross-category award that recognises achievement in landscape architecture in Queensland's key regions, judged on the significant difference they make to improving the healthy communities and built and natural environments of the region. All chapter winners, including our regional achievement recipients, will progress through to national awards. We invite all winners to come up to the stage to collect their awards from our awards partners and have a photo. We will then interview Award of Excellent recipients later in the evening. Without further ado, finally, let's get into our first category.
The first category, Civic Landscape. First category, Civic Landscape, is proudly supported by innovative rigging. Projects in this category are constructed urban landscape projects that are public in nature and capture and contribute to the culture and amenity of the urban environment. The entries are Hota Art Gallery by CUSP and Mollison Park by RPS. The winner of a Landscape Architect Award for Civic Landscape is Mollison Park by RPS. Congratulations. Mollison Park delivers a vibrant civic plaza that has been embraced by the community, all the while providing a beautifully considered response to site context, heritage, and dwindling inner city open space. Featuring an urban forest at its core, not only does the site offer a comfortable shared space through a series of non-prescriptive areas, but is climatically responsive, pushing its structural constraints through clever podium detailing. Careful consideration of the site's history and needs have ensured Mollison Park will not only make an immediate impact, but integrate itself as part of the West End's future.
Community contribution is proudly supported by, you guessed it, Raylink Lighting. This category includes constructive projects or strategies delivered either A, as a pro bono service or significantly reduced fee to the community, or B, Projects that have positively impacted a disadvantaged individual or group of users who wouldn't normally have access to design expertise. The entries are the Afghanistan War Memorial, Tanya Wood Landscape Architecture, Ann Street Garden Villas, Social Housing, Southport, Lat 27 with Anna O'Gorman Architect. Crib Street Landsborough Activation Project, Placemaking Sunshine Coast Council. Tropical Design Studios, Strategic Concept Master Plans for Northern Queensland Country Towns, Andrew Prowse, Landscape Architect as part of the Tropical Urbanism and Design Lab. The winner of a Landscape Architecture Award is the Afghanistan War Memorial by Tanya Wood Landscape Architecture. Congratulations, and I invite Mark Hoppy from Raylink Lighting to present the award to Tanya Wood. The timing of the awards judging on the Anzac Day long weekend and in the midst of a current global conflict and tension added relevancy to the importance of the memorial as part of the Australian story. This project illustrates the enduring dedication of the landscape architect to establish a community vision through collaboration to deliver a memorial in a key location that honours soldiers, recognising the service and sacrifice they have made.
Our next category is cultural heritage. Projects in this category are constructed projects or strategies that demonstrate the restoration, conservation, enhancement, maintenance, or adaptive reuse of culturally significant sites. The entries are Reconciliation Rocks Precinct Development, LA3, Landscape Architects, and Netherwood War Memorial, O2, LA. A Landscape Architecture Award has been awarded to Reconciliation Rocks Precinct Development by LA3 Landscape Architecture. Congratulations. In 1770, on the lands of Wairambura, people of Gugug Yim Ither Nation, the first recorded act of reconciliation in Australia occurred at a rock formation now titled Reconciliation Rocks. The site holds cultural and historic significance for the community of Wairambura, with reenactments held at the site to tell the First Nations perspective of the story. The design outcome at Reconciliation Rocks Precinct Development is a result of comprehensive collaboration between the design team, the Wairambura peoples, artists and other stakeholders.
The people who created Sir Walter are revolutionising the turf industry. Lawn Solutions Australia. Aussie turf farmers creating beautiful greener environments across our country. Guaranteed premium turf varieties, lawn solution centres, advice and lawn care products. Lawn Solutions Australia, setting new standards in turf.
Gardens is proudly supported by Lawn Solutions Australia. Projects in this category include constructed private and public gardens that contribute to the role and understanding of the garden in contemporary society and culture. The entries are the Afghanistan War Memorial, Tanya Wood Landscape Architecture, Garden and Land Sculpture, Toowoomba, Design Instincts Landscape Architects, Minipi Quarter, O2LA, North Mullaney Garden Project, Sod Design, The Standard, Form Landscape Architects, Treehouse, RPS, There are 2 winners. The first winner of a Landscape Architecture Award is the North Mullaney Garden Project by Sod Design. I invite Simon from Lawn Solutions Australia to present the award winners. Amongst the hinterland of the Sunshine Coast, the North Mullaney Garden Project is a private commission with environmental restoration and longevity at its core. Once a site for cattle and farming, the garden is now home to 8,000 native trees, shrubs and ground covers to restore and regenerate natural bushland and systems. The project is a successful demonstration of the importance of building relationships with clients and local stakeholders to ensure effective outcomes. The jury commended the project's balance between the international inspirations of the client and the restoration of the Australian landscape. Thoughtful and considered strategies address issues of weed infestation and erosion, while variety in the planting palette has created a garden for the senses, which will be loved for generations. The second winner of a Landscape Architecture Award is Treehouse by RPS. As a multi-level residential garden, Treehouse offers new direction and guidance for the provision of large-scale green space in high-density residential apartments. 60 trees across the facade provide colour and shade and deliver a tree for every apartment. 20 advanced tree species on the roof, together with the children's playground, support a focus on healing, wellness and connection to the natural environment. The jury commends the designs for its contribution to the recognition of the value of green infrastructure within the daily life of its residents.
Health and Education Landscape is proudly supported by Christie. Projects in this category are constructed landscape projects in and surrounding institutional spaces, including educational, health or aged care facilities. Projects in this category demonstrate how the design contributes to the usability and operation of the facility and the well-being of the user. The entries are Brisbane South State Secondary College, JFP Urban Consultants, Fortitude Valley State Secondary College, Stage 1 Arcadia Landscape Architecture, Emmanuel Lutheran College Junior Campus Green Edge Design, JCU Ideas Lab Wilston Architects and Clark and Prince Architect and Association, Logan Lee Road Reimagined Logan City Council, Montessori International College Urban Play, Student Central, the University of Queensland, Hassel, Townsville Christian College, Productive Garden, RPS. There are 3 winners in this category. The first Landscape Architecture Award goes to JFP Urban Consultants for Brisbane South State Secondary College. I invite Andrew Taylor from Christie to present the award. Brisbane South State Secondary College is a testament to perseverance and advocacy, a site with many challenges, physically and politically. This project successfully synthesises stakeholder desires and user needs. with a coherent strategy and design approach. For a highly constrained site, the project is plentiful in spatial variety and generous in planting. The design contributes to the functionality of the school, fosters positive learning experiences, and enhances student and staff well-being. The jury commended the advocacy of natural green spaces and native planting to create a landscape that is both climatically appropriate, resilient, and pleasant to occupy. Winner of our second Landscape Architecture Award is Fortitude Valley State Secondary College, Stage 1 AILA Landscape. In response to the challenges created by an ever-increasing requirement for high-density urban campuses, the Fortitude Valley State Secondary College delivers a thoughtful and coherent strategy for the approach to green infrastructure, supporting mental and physical health and well-being in an educational setting. In a site constrained by both size and topography, the maximisation of the green space provision and abundant shaded seating will be of great benefit to the students in escaping their classrooms for the freedom of lunchtime and outdoor activities. Our final Landscape Architecture Award goes to Student Central, the University of Queensland by Hassan. Student Central, the University of Queensland, is a valuable new asset worthy of its place in an established Tier 1 university campus. The reimagining of the space demonstrates thoughtful engagement and partnerships, working with stakeholders within the university to best understand the needs of the students as customers of the Student Services Hub. Socially, the project affords a relaxed fit-for-purpose setting, while contributing to sustainable social, environmental and economic outcomes that enhance quality of life for students. The result is a sophisticated design that successfully blurs the lines between building, exterior, interior design in a seamless transition.
The infrastructure category is proudly supported by ACO. Projects in this category are constructed landscape infrastructure projects, landscape strategies, or works associated with civil infrastructure that demonstrates the successful integration of landscape values and which contribute to a future sustainability. There was only one entry this year, and we'd like to congratulate Sippy Downs Drive, Boulevard and Gateway, Sunshine Coast Council. I invite Clinton Lay from ACO to present the award. The Sunshine Coast Council's landscape architects have been instrumental in delivering the Sippy Downs Drive Boulevard and have facilitated sustainable outcomes relating to planning, environmentally sensitive civil design, and pedestrian and vehicular safety. Social and environmental outcomes include prioritising pedestrians and native vegetation, which has significantly improved the outcome of what could have been another standardised piece of road infrastructure. Sunshine Coast Council has shown the benefits of taking on a collaborative approach, engaging all council disciplines, the community and key stakeholders to create a landmark boulevard that speaks to its local context and the community identity.
The land management category is proudly supported by Plantmark. Projects in this category are constructed projects or strategies for the restoration, conservation or management of significant landscapes that demonstrate a tangible physical outcome. The project may recognise and reconcile the natural and cultural values of communities and the landscape in which they are placed. There was one entry this year, Small Creek Stage 3 by Cusp. This project has received a Landscape Architecture Award for land management. I invite Jamie from Plantmark to present the award. Small Creek Stage 3 demonstrates a project of deep resolution, the removal and reassemblage of concrete channel and the rehabilitation of riparian and woodland ecologies provides a thoughtful and coherent strategy to the creation of an ecological and recreational creek asset. The project demonstrates successful and close collaboration between landscape architect, environmental and hydraulic engineers in achieving flood mitigation, replenishment of groundwater, water retention and habitat revitalisation.
Unfortunately, in the tourism and urban design categories, we had limited entries and there were no winners in these categories. However, we commend the entered projects for their contribution and we would like to acknowledge them now. Hota Art Gallery by Cusp. Beanley Town Square, Creative Lighting and Shade Solution, Logan City Council and Innovative Rigging. Kingaroy Transformation Project, Green Edge Design and Wild Studio with Rickson Design.
Founded in 2003, Groundworks is a market expert in sustainable landscape material supplies and erosion revegetation solutions. We leverage leading technology and environmental expertise to provide rapid, cost-effective applications of landscaping products and eco-blanket.
Landscape planning is proudly supported by Groundworks. Projects that are constructed or strategic projects and include strategic design and guiding policy documents and visual assessments for urban development, residential and planned communities, local community and rural or regional planning. The entries are City of Gold Coast, Water Sensitive City, ARUP, Ipswich Central Revitalisation, V-Design, Fourfold Studio and Urban Equality, Toowoomba Regional Landscape and Urban Character Study and Toowoomba Regional Scenic Amenity Study, LAT 27 with Trace Visual Planning and Design, Extent Heritage, PSA Consulting and the Comms team, and Weenamar Creek PDA Landscape Master Plan 02LA. I invite Chris Martin from Groundworks to present this category. The first award is an award of excellence to the Toowoomba Regional Landscape Architect, Regional Landscape and Urban Character Study. This project reinforces the importance of establishing the basis of community values to inform strategic planning and illustrates a clear development in thinking and process of combining scenic amenity and landscape and urban character through complex analytical GIS mapping tasks. In this instance, the process captured the community values and a grassroots connection to landscape and unique character of the Downs, addressing the difficult interplay of community's scenic preference of local landscapes. Innovative communication form a key part of this project. Our second award in this category is a Landscape Architect Award to Ipswich Central Revitalisation by B Design. The creation of an identity for a city is a complex task. Identity in this case may have been lost over time through redevelopment in the name of progress that was lost in the connection to place. This robust and comprehensive process was supported by an integrated blend of creative disciplines and community and stakeholder consultation. This new vision provides clear guidance to council and empowers the community to reinstate the centre of town in Ipswich and attract investment and activity. It is an excellent example of the benefits of landscape architects leading projects. Congratulations to all of our winners so far. Now a few words from Jason McGarry from our principal partner, Eureka Landscapes.
Thank you very much, everyone. Welcome. This time last year, I was doing the CEO St Vinny's sleep out, so tonight is a lot more comfortable, I can assure you. And thank you to all the people that actually donated towards that cause that night for me. I was in the top 10 in Queensland for fundraising, so I was pretty proud of that. But housing, as we know, is very important, and it's probably more important than ever going through the changing times that we have at the moment. Eureka's still there, still going strong, and the sun's out finally, so we can actually start building stuff. So enjoy the night, and thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing the rest of the winners.
Projects in this category are constructed public parks and open space or strategic open space projects that balance the demand for recreation, culture and the environment. The entries are Country Paradise Adventure Playground, Form Landscape Architects. Fairways Park, Saunders Havel Group. Harvest Rise, Linear Park, Landside Landscape Architecture. Phillip Street Communities and Families Precinct, Stage 1, Zone Landscape Architecture. And the Spit Redevelopment, Place Design Group. Just bookend it. The jury has decided on an award of excellence, and they have awarded it to the Spit Redevelopment by Place Design Group. The redevelopment of the Gold Coast Spit was created for the community by the community. The jury agreed that the designers have created a sensitive solution for a punishing and potentially unsafe environment visited by millions and loved and valued by more. The focus was to retain elements the community already love and incorporate new built forms to connect to the surrounding natural and built environment. The design recognises and respects the power of the landscape as the hero, whilst incorporating bold gestures. The built elements are simple yet playful, taking clues from the site. The fluid forms and robust materials complement rather than overwhelm the seawall and spit with great synergy. Accessibility for all ages and abilities, the design offers a sensitive, inclusive and elegant solution. Our second award is a Regional Achievement Award. And it goes to Phillip Street Communities and Families Precinct Stage 1, Zone Landscape Architecture. The jury recognised the support the Phillip Street Communities and Families Precinct open space provides for the community wellbeing, social inclusion and connectedness. The precinct offers a vibrant and evolving space that supports and enhances community wellbeing, allowing community to connect with services and groups in an informal setting. Stage 1 includes the entry streetscape, internal embellished parkland with an open-air breakout space, a new car park, labyrinth bush tucker communal garden, and an all-abilities play space. The jury commends the finishes, detailing, and the material palette and looks forward to seeing the development of Stage 2.
The Play Spaces category is proudly supported by Proludic. These projects are constructed play spaces or strategies which promote the notion of active play and embraces the temporal elements of the active play space. The entries are Hyperdome Early Educational Centre, Worsley, Place to Play, Logan City Council, Pod Early School, Worsley, and Schuster Park Jungle Playground by Zone Landscape Architecture. Our first Landscape Architecture Award for play spaces goes to Pod Early Learning School, Worsley. Congratulations. I invite Dan Way from Proludic to present this category. Pod Early School offers a warm, attractive, enticing, clever play space for small people with a homely backyard vibe as a delightful canvas that encourages for imaginative play. It demonstrates a thoughtful, considered approach to upcycling, recycling of materials, includes the use of sails for shade, high-quality finishes while still maintaining warm and tactile textures. It supports diversity of activities for children, working in synergy with the flexibility of spaces for the carers. A refreshing approach of themed cubbies which host a workshop, kitchen and shopfront with real tools and space to create affords a setting that delivers an extensive range of play opportunities without relying on any single hero piece. The project showcases the benefit of landscape architecture as both administrator and contractor via the design and construct approach to project delivery. Oh, to be a 4-year-old again. Our second winner of a Landscape Architecture Award is Schuster Park Jungle Playground by Zone Landscape Architecture. Schuster Park is nestled alongside Tallabudgera Creek, providing a jungle-themed playground that caters to the hordes of tourists and residents alike. Zone Landscape Architecture has provided a thoughtful and resourceful playground full of adventure and discovery. The materiality and construction offers a resilient yet attractive playscape that fits with the local surrounds and is well equipped to handle major flooding. Schuster Park caters to all age groups, drawing visitors in to find hidden challenges and trails, and offers multiple levels of engagement to encourage participation in an active outdoor play.
The Small Projects category is proudly supported by Street Furniture Australia. This category includes projects considered to be small in terms of size or budget, but have achieved a level of invention and creativity beyond these constraints. The entries are Carroll Park, Fred Street. Duet, Illuminated Peewees at Oxford Street, Bulimba, Brisbane City Council. Design Brisbane with Belinda Smith, artist. Eminence by Cusp. Emmanuel Lutheran College, Junior Campus, Green Edge Design. Nambour Forecourt Revamp, Sunshine Coast City Council. I invite Tiffany Hoy from Street Furniture Australia to present this category. An award of excellence has been given to Carroll Park, Fred Street. Carroll Park is an example of a small project that achieves a great outcome and an enduring high-quality active transport connection. Traditionally, we perceive gaps in movement network in the form of barriers, like waterways or major roads. In this instance, the gap was in the form of a lack of a direct path of travel between users and activities. This project illustrates a community-led process identifying placemaking issues through a council-led community summit. The issues identified were addressed through council acquiring the land as a linkage and mid-block connection. This delivered a permeable urban solution that is simple yet exquisitely detailed and executed, resulting. These were very much written to be read on the website. I'm looking at you. Post-installation workshops created opportunity for community education and engagement with, oh no. Just move on. We loved it. The first Landscape Architect Award, the second as it were, has been given to Duet, Illuminated Peewees at Oxford Street, Bulimba. This delightful graphic interpretation of the magpie lark provides both a lighting landmark and identity for the Bulimba precinct, revealing the cultural narrative of Bulimba, Bulum meaning magpie lark, and Ba meaning place of Yugara Gowanpul. The light boxes capture the native bird's pairing behaviour with a series of playful and visually impactful designs. Post-installation workshops created opportunity for community education and engagement with the Peewee through art and bird stories, facilitated by BCC landscape architects and informed by Council's City of Light strategy. The project epitomises the impact small projects can have on community by enhancing connection to place and understanding of the locale.
Winner Announcement 3. The third Landscape Architecture Award goes to Eminence by Cusp. Eminence achieves what many strive to achieve with the implementation of podium planting, a beautiful planting design which complements the building perfectly. The void along the streetscape allows glimpses of green where they aren't expected. Lush, generous spillover with green climate-sensitive species selection. Eminence demonstrates landscape architecture of richness and form and texture. The appearance of green walls without a green wall. Eminence is an exemplar project illustrating the synergy between architect and landscape architect and is set to become a benchmark for successful plant species in the Brisbane climate, planted on podium in a highly confined and constrained spaces. Our next winner has been awarded 2 awards, a Landscape Architecture Award for small projects and a Regional Achievement Award for the Sunshine Coast. Sunshine Coast, Nambour Forecourt Revamp, Sunshine City Council. The Nambour Forecourt revamp is recognised as an important outcome for the promotion of landscape architects as it leads consultants within local governments. When temporary activation of the space was needed in a way that would stimulate the imagination of the community, the Sunshine Coast Regional Council Landscape Architect team was able to produce a response that was both practical and creative, with an obviously successful outcome. Within the constraints of limited budget and compressed timeframes, the result was a socially engaging, collaborative, and most importantly, fundamental fun installation that we will hopefully inspire other councils to entrust their landscape architects in a pivotal role.
You all are doing really, really well. We've only got a few more, and if you keep quiet, you may get to watch me ruin someone else's night. So please. The People's Choice Award is back for a second year and is supported by the Courier Mail's At Home magazine. Members of the public voted on entries in the gardens, health and education landscape, and play space categories. The entry with the most votes wins, and I invite Councillor Adam Allen, Civic Cabinet Chair for City Planning and Suburban Renewal, and Councillor for Northgate to the stage to present the award. The winner of the 2022 People's Choice Award is the Afghanistan War Memorial. Running alongside the People's Choice Award was a nomination for a trip to Lady Elliot Island. And the recipient of that trip is Abby Eberhardt. If you're here, come forward. She will get her in, yep.
Fab.
Congratulations to all of the award winners in this year's awards program. I think everyone will agree that the standard of entries was high again this year. Thank you to all our entrants. It's a huge undertaking to pull an entry together. Thank you again to our awards jury and our corporate partners for their commitment to the awards program and to our Queensland Executive. We've come to the end of the formal presentations and our live stream of our 2022 awards ceremony.
I would like to invite AILA CEO Ben Stockwin to have a few words.
Look, thank you very much. I'm aware that I'm standing between yourselves and an open bar, so I will be brief, however, with important words. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for attending this evening's award. It's fantastic to get out and about and have these wonderful celebrations again. Thank you, of course, to our members for your continued support of AILA, without whom we wouldn't be here. Thank you to the Queensland Executive for the wonderful work that you do in your volunteer hours and to keep the ship running and to put on such a wonderful awards. Jury, fantastic. Chris and the team, you've done another outstanding job this evening. Our partners, again, thank you for your continued support through thick and thin. We appreciate that support, and so do all of our members. And of course, Mel, Kay, and the entire AILA staff who have made this night such a success. Congratulations. As AILA's CEO, when I see the quality of such awards and I see the work that all of our members do around the country, I'm extremely humbled. We take very seriously, all at AILA, the important vessel that we're carrying on behalf of the wonderful work that you do, and we take that responsibility exceptionally seriously. Not all of you may know, but I did start my life in teaching and as a school principal. That's where I learnt my first real lesson in leadership. I was a young 29-year-old, and believe it or not, a bushy-haired principal at that time. Excellent. When I came across the first bit of really stark data that really struck me, when I found out that there was no direct relationship between the quality of a principal within a school and the student learning outcomes. However, the relationship, of course, was indirect, that it was the principal's job to create the conditions in which that learning could occur. I see exactly the same thing occurring in this role at AILA. AILA and our staff, we don't create great places that support healthy communities and a sustainable planet, but you do. If AILA does its job well, which I believe we are, we create the conditions that make it easier for you to do those things. Whether that support is direct for our members through initiatives such as Memberscape, our CPD program, or our awards evenings, or whether that support is indirect, such as lobbying and advocating for more favourable regulation and legislation, negotiating free mutual recognition agreements with DFAT and other countries to fast-track skilled migration visas, making the industry more carbon positive, increasing equity and inclusion in the workplace, and embedding Indigenous design principles in placemaking. This is where the value creation story for AILA lies, and also something that we wish that our members, we want to give to our members, and something that all at AILA strive to achieve every single day. So thank you once again to our members. For those of you who aren't yet members of AILA, aila.org.au, membership is just a click away. Thank you once again to our special and invited guests, the Queensland Executive, Mel, and everyone else at AILA. Thank you, and I look forward to speaking to you and having a drink with you this evening. Thank you.
We will endeavour to speak to our Award of Excellence winners, and our sponsor giveaways are to commence shortly. However, for the time being, you may now go and get sloshed.